Hi everyone, welcome. So today we will be finishing chapter 12 of the book of John. And like I say always, if this is your first time, we are going through a journey in the Bible, in the book of John, getting to know more about Jesus, getting to read his precious word, to understand who he was, why he came to earth, what he means to our lives. And he is really integral to our lives, and without him we are incomplete. I would really encourage you to go and listen to some of the previous episodes as well, so that you can understand what we're talking about today in context. But let me start with our reading today. It says, "But although he had done so many signs before them, they did not believe in him, that the word of Isaiah the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spoke, 'Lord, who has believed our report? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed?' Therefore they could not believe, because Isaiah said again, 'He has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, lest they should see with their eyes, lest they should understand with their hearts and turn, so that I should heal them.' These things Isaiah said when he saw his glory and spoke of him. Nevertheless, even among the rulers many believed in him, but because of the Pharisees they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue, for they loved the praise of men more than the praise of God. Then Jesus cried out and said, 'He who believes in me believes not in me, but in him who sent me. And he who believes me sees him who sent me. I have come as a light into the world, that whoever believes in me should not abide in darkness. And if anyone hears my words and does not believe, I do not judge him, for I did not come to judge the world, but to save the world. He who rejects me and does not receive my words has that which judges him. The word that I have spoken will judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken on my own authority, but the Father who sent me gave me a command, what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his command is everlasting life. Therefore, whatever I speak, just as the Father has told me, so I speak." In this final part of chapter 12, we see Jesus making it very clear that he is the representation of God on earth. So he is someone speaking and saying exactly what his Father is saying. Therefore, if people don't believe in Jesus, it means they don't believe in God, the Father, the creator of the universe, the one that created you and I. And many people will say that I believe in God, but I believe there is many ways to God. And God is about love, and God is energy, and many things you will hear about God. And many people will say they believe in God. But in the Bible, it tells us that even Satan believes in God. However, it is made very clear to us here that unless we go through Jesus, unless we believe in the one he sent, and he sent him for the purpose of reuniting us back to God, there is no way we can get to God, and there's no way that God will be pleased or accept us. This is very hard for some people to believe. Many people refuse to believe that Jesus is the Son of God. However, it tells us here that many hear but do not hear, many see but are blind. And if we actually look at that part where it refers actually to Isaiah giving the prophecy, if we read it in Greek, it reads a little bit different. And in Greek, what the meaning comes out to be is that because people's hearts have been hardened, and because of their ears that want to be deaf to the truth, that is why they cannot see and they don't understand and they won't believe. Because it says if they believed, they would turn to God and he would heal them. He would make them whole. Because without God, we are not whole. Without Jesus, we are not whole. The other reason it tells us that why people do not confess Christ, that they don't want to make it known that they believe in him, is because they are worried what other people will think. And it tells us here in verse 42 and 43 that nevertheless, even among the rulers, many believed in him, but because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue, for they loved the praise of men more than the praise of God. There was a time when I too was embarrassed to be seen reading my Bible. I remember I used to go to collect my children from school when they were younger, and we would wait outside in our cars sometime until they would come out, and I would maybe have my Bible and would be reading that. But as time got closer to the bell ringing and the mom started walking along the road and maybe would stop at the window to say hi, I would turn my Bible over, or any Christian book I was reading, so they wouldn't see what I was reading, because I was worried what they would think of me. You know, I wasn't one of the most popular moms or the one that was always invited to every get together or gathering. So I didn't want to make myself even more unpopular. And now that I think of it, you know, obviously it really hurts my heart that I was feeling like that. But at the time, I knew God and I loved God, but I wasn't in love with him. You know, the more you get to know him, the more you get to love him. And you would never be embarrassed of him. And, you know, Jesus says, if you're embarrassed of me in front of others, I will also be embarrassed of you in front of my Father. But of course, we shouldn't do that out of fear. But, you know, we should come to this place of knowing that who else is more faithful? Who else is more worthy to be loved and to be praised and to be boldly seen, acknowledging and confessing him? You know, he's the one that if everybody else deserts you and leaves you, he will always be there. He will always be there waiting for you to draw closer to him. He truly is such a beautiful Savior. And as it tells us that he says, I'm not going to condemn you. You know, it's the word, it's the knowledge that you already have of the truth that is going to condemn you in the end. But it says, I didn't come to judge the world. I came to save the world. And today he wants to save you and anyone who hasn't said yes to him yet. He wants to be your Lord and Savior. So I pray that today that you would just wait on him, say yes to him, and call him and invite him into your life. I know for me, it is the best thing I have ever done. I am certainly not ashamed to be known that I am his now, that I love him and I follow him. And I'm not willing to compromise for anything and anyone else, because he is that good.